Hi guys, welcome back again. So today we will be discussing the keyword position detail in Tradetron. This is a very important keyword to manage our strategies. So let us get started with this. I'll just create a simple strategy. Again, same thing like time is greater than or equal to say 920, the most famous time for the straddle sellers. And we had a position, say we sell call option of Nifty. We don't do anything much in this, just we keep ATM strike based on future and create a position. Now this is our entry condition that at 920 or time above that we sell a call option. We may have an exit condition, like let's say that when we lose in this particular trade, we have to put Nifty here in the underline. I'm not putting right now. So if the sold premium has gone above the entry premium, don't forget to put the underline as Nifty 50. I'm not putting it here. By 20% or 25%, say. This is the condition that if the sold premium has gone above by 20%, and our trade should exit. So entry will happen through set one entry condition, that is above 920 time. This is the future based ATM strike sell or call option, and we exit if we lose 20% in that. So in this scenario, what will happen that as soon as the strike is exited, the trade is exited, what does Tradetron do? It will go to entry condition again immediately. So it will find that entry condition is true. Why entry condition is true? Suppose the exit happened at 10 o'clock and the logic again goes back to entry condition and sees that time is still above 920. So it will again enter the trade. It may be a different strike now. It may be a strike which is higher than the previous strike because we lost the in the previous trade, right? So it will again enter the trade, and again it will follow the same exit route. If it is hitting the stop loss of 20%, we can add a profit target as well in this, just to be more clear that we should not talk about loss always. If the premium comes down by say by 20%, so when the premium remains 80%, 0.8, we should get a strategy exit. Say suppose we sold a premium of 100 rupees. So if the premium goes to 120, it will exit in loss. And if the premium comes down to 80, it will exit in profit. But once it exits, it will again go back to the checking of entry conditions, which is again true because time is again about 920. So now what it will do, it will again sell the ATM strike based on future. Say suppose the first trade entered at a strike of 17,000 and it got exited in profit of say 20 points at 80%. So it means, of course, the premium could be now the strike could be now 16,950. It could be 17,000 as well, but since the premium made 20 rupees and it was 50 delta premium, so I assume that the underlying would have fallen by 40 points or 45 or 50 points. So now the strike will be 17,950. So again at 10 o'clock, it will immediately sell the strike. Now, if in your logic you don't want to sell the same C strike again, what you have to do, you can use the position detail keyword. How do we use it? Sorry, positions detail. We have here a condition type, transaction type, instrument type, value quantity, and underlying. So let us understand each. Say suppose we select the entry. So it will check only the trade happened through the entry conditions. We'll explain it further once we do it. We are selling it. Our trade is sell. It was CE, and let us select quantity here, and the underlying here Nifty. So if we make it as 0, so what this will do now? When for the first time at 9:20 the conditions are checked, the system will check the condition that whether the time is above 9:20 or 9:20, and the position details. What does this position detail box return? It returns that all the sell call taken through the entry conditions in Nifty is 0. Since we have not taken any trade before 9:20, so this second condition also is true. So in that case at 9:20, the strike will get sold. Now what happened next time? Once it got exited through either stop loss condition or target condition, the system goes back to checking of entry conditions. Now again this checks the entry conditions. So first condition is true. But now the second conditions will not be true. Why? Because this position detail box, the position detail box will return now what value? It will return minus 25, because we minus 50. Sorry, for in case of Nifty. So now the value of position detail entry sell CE quantity Nifty 50 is minus 50 and not 0. So the second condition will not become true. So that means since we are using AND here, it will not fire the trade again at 10 o'clock or whatever time the trade got exited. So by this way, we can restrict our entry to one trade a day. Suppose you want to take 2 trades. So what you will do is that you will put this greater than equal to 100. Sorry, minus 100, because we are doing a sell trade. So now what will happen in first case, when in the morning at 9:20, when the second condition is checked, the position detail value will return 0 value. 0 is greater than minus 100. So it will take a trade. Now second time, when after exit it comes back to entry for condition checking, it will this position detail formula will return what value? Minus 50. So now again minus 50 is greater than minus 100. So it will again take a trade. Right? Now in case the second time also the trade got exited because of stop loss or target, it will come back again to condition checking. And now this position detail keyword will return minus 100, because it has done 2 entries, minus 50, minus 50. So minus 100 is greater than minus 100? No. But it is equal to minus 100. So the trade will go through again. If you want to restrict the trade to 2, you just do it greater than. Then it will restrict your trade to 2. So when third time it comes here, the position detail will return as minus 100, and minus 100 is not greater than minus 100, so trade will not go through. So that is the first use of position detail. You can use position detail not only on quantity, but in case of stocks and other things, if you want to use, you can use value also. Like suppose you purchase some share, say HDFC Bank, for 20,000 worth of value, and you don't want to take a trade again if your value is about 20,000. So it will not take a trade. again. Because your entry has happened with a total value of the stocks as 20,000. So if you don't want to take trade again, you make it less than 20,000. So when the system comes back to condition checking again, it will return a value of 20,000, and 20,000 is not less than 20,000 as we mentioned here. So it will not enter a trade. So by this way we can restrict the trades either through quantity or through value in case of stocks. Okay. Now let us go for some other good use of position detail keyword, which generally we don't use. Okay, that is something little advanced. If you see here, there is a parameter count. Now, what does this count? When we for the first time enter the trade, the count value is 0. Okay, let me take this with an example. We'll go back to the call option selling example. So if we see here, entry, sell, CE. Now we select count here. And count is equal to 0. So now when for the first time the conditions is checked, our time condition is okay. Now position detail, call option, sell, count is also 0 because you have not entered a trade. Count means if the entry condition has happened once, then the count will return as 1. So count is 0 here. So it will go through the trade for the first time. And now again when the trade exit happens through one of the exit condition, and the logic comes back to entry condition for checking. Now it will again check, and time condition is true though, but this count condition is not true because the count is 1 now, because one trade has already happened. So this second condition will not become true. That position detail keyword will return the value of 1, and 1 is not equal to 0. So the combined condition through AND is not satisfied. So we will not enter a second trade. So this is another way of restricting the trade to 1. There is further we can use in a little bit advanced way this count condition. Suppose sometime we want to trade our first trade in a different way, and our strategy has multiple entries, but the subsequent entries we want to take in a different way. Let me give an example for this. Say first trade you want without any condition, as it should go through at 9:20. So we keep this condition as it is. But subsequent trades we want to put some other conditions as well. Like after first trade exited, the second trade should happen only if the RSI at 5-minute chart is less than 60 for the underlying. So let us do how to do that. We create a group here, and we put this condition also in a group. We make it OR. So either this group is true, this group will be true only when the count is 0. That is the first trade. Now add another group. We keep the time condition as same. And we keep the second condition as, say suppose, greater than 0. So that means it is not the first counter, it is the second counter when the count is already 1. So we are going for the second trade, and we add our third condition here, whatever condition we want to add. Let us say that RSI is less than 60 for the Nifty. -1. -1 is like close of the previous candle. We will discuss this in the subsequent videos. We select the time frame, whatever time frame, as I mentioned, we select 5 minutes. And we put the instrument detail here, NFO, 50. when this RSI, we can change the RSI parameter also. Let us keep it 15 default only. You can make it 14, 7, whatever you want to. Is less than 60. So now what will happen, that the first trade, when it will check the first group, time is greater than 920 and the count is 0, the trade will straight away go without checking the entry condition, without checking the RSI condition. And this trade will happen, the CE will be sold on future basis strike. It will exit as per the two exit rules if one of them falls true. And then the logic comes back to entry condition to check it again. Now it will check the first box first group first. Now first group में first condition अभी true है, that is 920 के above time है, but दूसरा condition is not true now because the count is already 1. So 1 is not equal to 0, so it ignores the first group. It goes to second group. In second group, the condition is of time is true, the first condition. Now the second condition is our count is 1 now and 1 is greater than 0. So the second condition also is true. Now the third condition it will check. Sorry, I forgot to put the less than sign. The third condition of RSI, it depends upon the market. If at that point of time, after exit of first trade, it is true, it will immediately fire the trade. Otherwise, because the first two conditions are true, it will wait for the third condition to get satisfied. So once that third condition gets satisfied, suppose at 10 o'clock, when the exit of first trade happened, and we are checking the second group now through the entry condition, the time is above 920, yes. Position detail keyword is returning a count of 1, which is greater than 0. So second condition is true, yes. Now suppose the RSI at 5-minute chart of the underlying Nifty is 62. So third condition is not true. So now market will keep trading as per the price action, and whenever the RSI will fall below 60, suppose it goes below 60 at 10:45, it will enter a trade at 10:45. So now with the three conditions being true, the trade will go through, and then again it will exit through an exit condition. We can restrict also that we want to trade only one trade using RSI. So we can again use this count condition as less than 2. So when it is checking for the first time the second group, that time the count condition is 1. So 1 is greater than 0 and 1 is less than 2. So all the 4 conditions will get satisfied. It will take the trade. But when again it comes back for checking the conditions, anyway first group is not true because now the count is 2. 2 is not equal to 0. So first group is ignored. Second group, first condition is true. Second condition is true because the count is 2 now, which is greater than 0. Third condition may be or may not be true. Whenever it falls true, let us assume that it is true. Now the fourth condition will not be true because the count is 2 now and 2 is not less than 2. So the fourth condition is not true. So the trades will not happen. So this way we can restrict our number of trades. We can take as subsequent trades differently as well. We can add another group that suppose third trade we want to take with some other logic that our RSI should be less than 55 and should be greater than 40, or we can add a time condition that it should not take a trade beyond 145. So whatever way we want to do, we can play around with this count condition. Very useful in position detail. Not many people use this, but this is very, very useful keyword use. Another condition, another use of this position detail keyword we can make of like if we want to add a hedge and then take a trade first. So what we will do, we will do the hedge first. Say suppose we are buying hedge through second box. Let me just copy the conditions and I'll delete them. See, suppose you are buying a hedge at 920. You buy a CE here. So this hedge we bought at 920 and we want that our sell should happen after this. So what we will do, we will put an additional condition here that position detail buy of CE is 50. So set 1 will enter only when this buy quantity of Nifty of CE through any entry condition is 50. So by set 2, we have already entered a buy call by CE. So that means this position detail keyword will return as value of 50. And suppose it checks at 920 before set 2 has entered. So it will return a value of 0. So 0 is not equal to 50. So this trade, the sell trade will not happen before your buy trade. So only when the second set has executed and the buy, the position detail keyword is returning of entry, buy, sell quantity of Nifty 50 as 50, then only the sell trade will happen now. So this is another use of position detail keyword. We have plenty of advanced use as well. So you can play around with this and see how this can benefit you. So that is it. That's it for this particular video. We'll take some other keywords and do the analysis and explanation. By the time, thank you for your time. And if you like the content, you like the effort, then maybe you can subscribe the channel. You like the video and press the bell icon so that whenever next video comes up, you have notification in your inbox. Thank you very much, guys.